Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is, my friend. If you are here right now, you know that engineering industry is changing at a very fast pace. We have tools for everything. We have agentic AI coming in. Now, what is just one powerful skill and framework that will help you stand out moving 5 to 10 years? What is that one skill that will help you stand out and get in the top 10%? Because right now everybody knows programming, DSA, and these skills are not being taught in colleges or anywhere in your work culture. Now this masterclass is exclusive and you won't find anywhere on the internet. This is just available on this platform. I would be releasing more such masterclasses moving forward that are very exclusive and will help you stay ahead. All you need to do is just subscribe to this channel and like and share this video, because this gives me motivation to create such videos. Getting back to the topic, I call this skill the software blueprint. I personally use this to develop 5-star products. You could go on my site and check it out. Whatever you are doing right now, just pause everything, pause this video. Make sure nobody disturbs you through this entire masterclass. Take a notepad and a pen because it would come in handy, because we will be going deep dive into the software process. Why software blueprint? As you know, AI is coming, agentic AI is here, the AI can think smart, is doing coding and everything. Now, what is the use of engineers? My friend, AI tools will keep on coming. They won't stop. The only thing engineers could do is learn the patterns that AI can't replace and that are the highest paid. Now, what are those patterns and what are those skills? Top skills that will never be replaced. First is converting an idea to a scalable software. If you can take an idea either in your company, you can lead that idea, or for a startup, and convert that step by step into a proper execution plan into a scalable software, either using AI or directly. That is the highest paying skill people want, because ideas don't make money, execution makes money. Second, automating systems and processes. The highest paid people in the world are the ones who can create processes and systems for bigger companies, for startups, because you are not just saving 1 hour for that company or the organization, you are saving 1 hour organization wide. Now think the impact. Third is security and tech audits. As we are supplying a lot of data to AI, moving forward from 2025, you will be seeing a lot of security breaches and a lot of SaaS products going down, because now the surface level products would come in. So you need to learn the security and tech audits. This is the pattern moving forward. Fourth pattern is bringing clarity and confidence. Now where everybody is developing software, why you? How can you bring clarity to their business, to their processes? How can you bring them revenue, convert a process? What's your confidence? So these are the patterns that will be needed the most moving forward. Now that is what I call the software blueprint. Top 10% skill that is not being taught to most of the engineers, and I could say that because I have been training a lot of engineers from 3 years to 23 years of experiences. Who is getting paid the most in the software world? Just think about it. Definitely the C-level executives that are sitting at the top, then maybe sales trainer or the sales executive that could bring in revenue for the business, bring in partnerships for the company, then regional heads, and then the consultants. Not engineers, consultants. Because see, over 100 engineers company is hiring one consultant, because they are bringing so much clarity and confidence to their processes. They are ready to pay the highest amount to them. Just think about it. Would you not pay someone who could save you time, money, energy, resources in the most efficient way and help you get to the market faster than the most? You will obviously pay someone like that. And that is what consultants do, and that is what we are learning today. Software engineering has different career zones. See, when I started, I was a commerce graduate. I was not a tech consultant. Now it's been 11 years, more than 11 years now. So there are multiple zones. We'll discuss AV zone and then move forward. So first is the starter zone. Starter zone is for someone who is a fresher. You might be an intern, a new employee, or an enthusiast. What are the career roles available to you right now? You could be a coder, you could be a tester, a assistant, a startup founder, maybe if you are doing some startup, or a machine learning engineer. You might be learning that. What are the skills needed? You might need front end skills like React, WordPress, some testing methodologies, curiosity to learn from everyone, because that is your learning stage. You are moving forward. You might be an entrepreneur or learning about AI. Then comes the learning zone. After starter, you are shifted. In the learning zone, you might be a developer for 2 to 3 years. You might be a tester or managing some small teams, because you have gained some experience. What are the career roles available? You could be engineer in one discipline. Let's say you have mastered React front end. Or you could be a automation tester, you could be a product planner, automation engineer, a tech sales executive working as sales executive for software companies or startups, or you could be an AI engineer from machine learning. What are the skills needed in this area after 2 to 3 years? Clarity on fundamentals, clarity on DSA and structures, ability to learn and adapt, automation, product planning, managing sales skills, and you should be moving towards mastering the AI. Then comes the growth zone. Now you are in the industry for 5 to 8 years. You might be a team lead. You might be leading a team. You might be a CTO yourself. You could be expert in particular technology. You could be a product manager or a software salesperson or an executive. What are the career roles? You could be a team lead, a systems expert who can create systems for the company, cloud systems, whatever kind of systems. You could be an automation expert, a CTO yourself, a creative sales professional because you are already selling for a while. Now you should be creative in selling so that you could get ahead. You could be a project PMP planner. Let's say you have done a project management professional degree. You might be handling larger projects for organizations, or you could be a large model AI engineer moving forward. What are the skills needed? Trust on team, becoming lead. You need to lead people if you really want to go ahead. Second, you could be a problem solver. You might be planning the entire tech architecture in the growth zone. Learning to create from scratch, knowledge about PMP, experimentation with AI models, or maybe exposure as a sales guy. Now, this is the normal path that generally happens. You go from starter to learning, learning to growth. But when I was in my job, I thought, what would happen, Rohan, after 40 years of age? Would these skills still come in handy? Because time is changing, layoffs are happening. You need a win-win situation that you could benefit the company for long, or if you are working for a startup, as well as you are benefiting yourselves. That's when I discovered the magic zone. Now, what is this magic zone? Magic zone is for somebody who is tired of their job and want to make a high impact in their company or in your startup, want to do something new, different that you like, create new paths, find what you love in the software industry. Now, what are these magic careers moving forward? First is systems audit engineer. If you can audit the entire system for company, for startups, that is what a system audit engineer does. And today, after this masterclass, you can turn into a systems audit engineer without any help. You could be a blueprint master. The systems that we are learning right now, creating a blueprint for idea to reality, that is what is known as a blueprint master. You could be a trainer and coach, like I am also training people. You could become that. You could be a research expert. Researching is a skill that every startup and companies need, because right now there are so many products out there. If you can find that needle in a haystack, that is what a research expert does. You could be a go-to solutions partner or a security expert. Moving forward, there would be a lot of hacks because a lot of data is being supplied to AI. So this is the next generation skill that you should learn. Or you could be a fractional CTO, that what I do for my work. What are the skills needed for this? You need to have the right attitude. Without having good attitude, you can't move forward. You need to have a consultant mindset. You need to think business, and you need to make sure the business wins, the people win, because when these two powerful forces combine, you create magic. Ability to work on 1% skills, aim to be better than yesterday. You need to have character and integrity. People will hire more for your character, for your integrity, more than your skills. Everything else is learnable. Some experience as software engineer and ability to make your own name. This is the magic zone that you could go for, or you could try for growth zone directly, because now you are learning the skills. Tony Robbins said, most people fail due to one simple reason. They don't learn the right skills necessary to succeed. Engineers are very smart community. They can build rockets sitting on their systems. But just the right skills that will help you get ahead is what you need to focus on. Because there are so many engineers coming in, why would a company hire you? What is so different? If you know something, other person also knows it, maybe better than you, but why you? So here is your part to success that we are looking forward. Today we will discover the consultant's game, learning the right skills and mindset that will help you get ahead. And this is the agenda of today's masterclass. I'll be releasing more such masterclasses. All you need to do is just click on subscribe, hit like, and share with your folks. Then you will be progressed to advanced group. You will be added to a private group. You need to message us. You have completed this masterclass, get added in the group. And then the next master classes or next sessions that I will be conducting would be on the skills to help you enhance more such unique skills in form of master classes. And in the end, you will learn how to convert clients by your work. Now, who is this guy? Who are you, man? You are talking so much. You are telling interesting things, but who exactly are you? Hi, my name is Rohan Girdani. I was a commerce guy who failed in computers while doing his CA, the Chartered Accountancy. After that, I have built three startups of my own, worked with 30 plus startups, all profitable with 80% success rate. I have received top 50 youngest tech leaders award in Dubai when I was 23. I have led US state tech project. I've got professional certificates in cloud project management and masters in AI because I needed to cover what I do and put some professional certificates on my resume. I have published a tech research in neuroscience, and recently I have started sharing content and I've got a lot of good traction from top leaders. That's nice, but why would this masterclass work for you? I have been training engineers from the top companies for past 8 months, from 3 years to 23 years plus of experience. Now I want this knowledge to be accessed by you. If you haven't watched my other YouTube videos, please go ahead, watch it. It will help you learn more about it. I hope you are excited, and here we go. The six foundational systems that make up a complete software blueprint. We will start from the idea and we'll go deep dive to the very end of delivering a 5-star product and making sure that we get that referral, we get that review from our client. System 1 is art of collecting requirements. We will dissect every topic one by one. System 2 would be research and technical analysis. System 3, going a little bit deeper, would be strategic structural planning. Then comes System 4, technical competence I need as an engineer, as a consultant, whatever you can call it. Because this technical competence will help you continuously work on yourself, and these are the common technical skills that you should have at all costs. System 5, the power of documentation. System 6, testing and delivery. Now we'll go one by one. Moving forward, we'll be seeing a lot of examples, tools, and how to apply these techniques in your daily life, in your company, or if you're working with a startup. Let's talk about system number 1, the art of collecting requirements. In art of collecting requirements, our first point is identifying right person for every plan. Let's say a project has just came in. We are just talking about the very first stage, the idea. My friend, if you don't know who is the right person you should talk to, get your plans approved, get a sign off, get payment from, you don't even know what to do. Let's say if you are talking just to a project manager and if you don't even know that if he has the power to approve your plan, you're just wasting your time. Here's the mindset shift that you need to work on. You need to make sure that the project is successful, because if project is successful, everybody is successful. So identify the right person. Let's say if you're working in a distributed environment and everybody has their work, who do you talk to? If you are working in a direct structure, you directly talk to a CTO, like in a startup, in an early stage startup. So you need to understand the structure and then plan who is the right person so that you can talk to the right person and save a lot of time. Second is communication plan, a very basic plan that we all miss. If you just want to work on one project, leave this aside. But if you want to work on multiple projects, when you don't have a communication plan in place, because generally we get our scope signed, we get our milestone signed, we get our delivery signed. But what about communication plan? What are your communication channels? Always use channels that your company or your client is using to make sure that you are easily integrated into their systems. Communication plan is a signed document that you get signed by your client or by your company or whoever you're working with, and you very clearly identify what is the mode of communication when you will send updates, because the problem is not communication. Problem is that you are not proactively delivering communication to the right stakeholders. Because if you already tell well in advance that this is how we are going to go, and if they expect that this is the channel that we will connect to, you will save time for yourself. No off time work, you can just focus on impact and everybody knows how the thing is gonna go. Third is requirements about what, why, when, and how. Generally we miss one thing as engineers. Whenever somebody tell us that this is what we want, we start thinking about how it should be made rather than asking that even if this is required. So always ask what are we building. Second, for every feature and every step, why are we building this? Do we even need this? By when do you need this? So you have a very clear expectation in mind before even preparing your timeline so that you can plan things accordingly. Because if you don't know these basic questions, let's say feature 2 is not required in the first version or in the MVP, you are wasting your time. While preparing the timeline, you are just reworking on things again and again. And how are we going to do this? Then comes the how. So requirements about what, why, when, and how. Fourth point is understanding client's current team structure. If you don't know what kind of structure a client is following and just get started on the work, you will struggle to make impact. Because when you know, let's say you are in a distributed environment, you need to make sure what is that particular area where I can personally make impact, or my team can make impact, or my company can make impact, or my startup can make impact. Find that high impact area, and you can only do that by understanding the current team structure. That was your system number one, very important. Now you know right person for every plan, you have communication plan in place, very solid plan, you have requirements about what, why, when and how, and you know current team structure. Now you are clear. Now you can also very clearly communicate to your team and anybody who talks to you. Diving a little bit deeper, research and technical analysis, the second power system. Step one is sort of each team member including yourself. Now why this sort? Sort means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats analysis that you do. So if you know every person in your company, in your team, not in the company, but at least in your team, and you know what are the strengths and weaknesses. For example, if you need to make a software that includes MySQL database, and while talking to a team member, you get to know that there is an advanced function known as window functions in MySQL that the guy doesn't know or the person doesn't know. And this would come in very handy while in the project. If you know that at the very start of while explaining the project, you can plan accordingly. You can actually give him training before even the sprint is starting. So you are saving time rather than going at that point of time and then investing time in learning. You are hampering your timeline, you are hampering your client's trust. That is why sort. Plus including yourself. See, we are not so open in sharing our weaknesses, but if you can really have that awareness that what is that area that I am weak at, if you need training or if you need to delegate it to someone, you need to learn that area, that sort of each team member. That's why including yourself. And after that, you need to double down on strengths and try to cover weaknesses. Double down, delegate the right opportunity to the right person so they also feel understood and cover the weaknesses even for yourself. Second comes the initial blueprint. I'll show you an example of this. Now, what is this initial blueprint? A systematic data flow diagram is what I call as an initial blueprint. Before seeing that, let's connect the third points. Third point is write tech architecture about project flow. Let's see an example for this. Now, when you see this chart, I have changed the name for references. So this is an e-commerce application. So when you can see the current structure includes a sign up and a sign in. They have a marketplace already. They have payment system. They have favorites and shares, a chatbot and filters. Now what they need is a AI solution that have product suggestions, a chatbot AI supports, best deals, buyer persona to provide the best deals, and then the right notifications for each customer. Now, when you see this, if you see this chart, everything is very well explained in a single chart. See, understand this, no matter how technical your customer is or people in your company are, your job, if you are moving to the top 10% engineering, is to make things simpler for everybody. When you can draw this chart, this diagram for your product, this shows that how clear are you in your understanding and if you can lead the things. So there are phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, everything very clearly identified with a network security. You can very easily draw this diagram using apps like Lucid.app. There are a lot of flowchart apps available. What I love about this app is you can even import your databases, connect those and work with that. There is a lot of example, a lot of templates. Lucid.app, you should try out. This is not a paid ad. Point number 4 is researching core of the product. Now understand this, my friend. Every software product has something in common. Let's say every software product has a sign up and a sign in, a forgot password, a dashboard, things like that. Now when you have common things and you're already working in the industry, you know that these things can be developed very easily. Now you have AI tools for that, start using those. But what is the core of the product that will make sure the startup, the company, the business thrives? And that is the core of the product. You need to make sure you are directly involved in the core of the product and it is very clearly identified like your other plans. And you can even use AI LLMs for researching core of the product. Because why? See, before LLMs, if you use Google search, what is Google search? You write in the right keywords and you get the results. What is LLM? It is a tokenized based AI that B comes after A, C comes after B. If you can clearly give a very beautiful prompt, it will give you answers as you need. It is only smart as you are. So researching core of the product can be very beautiful thing to do. I even researched an entire algorithm for a client for an hotel industry using AI, using LLM. So do not miss this out, my friend. Moving a little bit deeper, our system number 3, strategic structural planning, clear as crystal. This should be very clear as crystal. Now see, my friend, what you have right now. You have art of collecting requirements, you have identified right person for every plan, you have communication plan, requirements about what, why, when and how, understanding team structure. Then you know SWOT analysis, you are doubling down on strengths, you have initial blueprint, right tech architecture, researching core of the product. Now the strategic structural planning. First is agile planning of entire project. You should directly be involved in agile planning because, my friend, see, if you are just relying on the team to do the job for you, there is high chances they do not know this structure, they do not know this blueprint. Either train your team on this blueprint system, share this masterclass with them, or get involved directly in the agile planning. So you need to dissect everything down. For example, let's say this is a sample agile plan. So you need to dissect everything down from sprint 1 to detailed planning so that you are not missing on anything. So this is something that you should be involved in. You should cover all features. You can even take all features from this diagram. Let's say all features means collect historical data could become your head. Perform data analysis could become your head. API integration could become your head, and then you dissect it further. Then break down features into very small tasks. First, you have a very clear identification of features, the heads, and then you break down into very small tasks. For example, in data collection, we are collecting data and then designing and then dissecting everything down into smaller steps with milestones. This is what you need to do, or you can call them as stories. After that comes point number 3, the PMP risk planning. Rohan, what is PMP risk planning? We have heard this for the first time. My friend, what is the risk to the project? Not risk to your code, not risk to anything. What is the risk to the project? Because your job is to make the project successful. If you get this mindset, this is what I call the consultant mindset. If you can identify the risk, now risk is not always on the technical side. It is not always that your software will crash. There could be risk from the client side as well, from the customer side as well. For example, let's take this chart again. Now, what is the risk in collect historical data? Let's say you planned everything, the sprint, you have put in the timeline, every milestone. Now, what is the risk here? The major risk here is if client is not supplying you the right data at right point of time. That is the risk to your entire project. You are missing on milestones, you are missing on timeline, and you are getting late and your delivery is getting hampered. Moving with this clarity shows your work, your expertise, your confidence in your work, and that's why people hire you. PMP risk planning is the strategic structural planning that you need to work on very clearly, very important. After this step, identify further opportunities, add value. Now, what is something that you could do for your customer without adding any more overhead on yourself or your company or like any team member? What is something that you could do for the customer? Let's see. In collect historical data and perform data analysis, because see, you are collecting 10 years of data right here. In collect historical data, when you're doing perform data analysis, you will be seeing a lot of patterns, a lot of insights about the product, about the company, and everything. This is an e-commerce platform. Even if you can tell them that this is the product that is on the rise on these specific months and season, try to run offers for this specific product and for this customer category. You have increased the business for the client. This is a value that you have done already as a part of your work. Right now, you have not even delivered your product, you have made him money. That is the highest thing that you could do, and that is what people need. They need additional value, what you can do separately, what you can do uniquely. So very important point. Make sure you take a note of this. Then comes the system number 4, technical competence I need. What are those skills that I need to work on as a consultant? Let's say even if you are thinking of delegating everything, what are those skills that you need to have? At least these are the minimum skills. First, memory testing and leak prevention. Okay, Rohan, memory testing, leak prevention. See, what generally happens with teams is most of the teams I work with, they are just firing up random resources in the cloud or random resources, And when they get crashed, they have no clue of what happened. Memory testing could exactly tell you, let's say if you are working on a node application or any sort of application for that matter. Let's say your one API takes 100 KB of memory. Now, what would be the memory usage for 100 APIs and that for 1000 customers? Do the calculation. You will exactly know what is the exact requirement of the server at 30% margin, and then take action. That is how you save memory. Now, even if you're developing mobile applications, there is a very beautiful widget sitting on the top left corner showing that how much CPU you are utilizing, how much memory you are utilizing, so that your app doesn't crash. For example, if you're developing a streaming application for a mobile application, you could have a lot of crashes if you're not developing it proper. So very important skill. You can even take help of AI to learn this. There is also video on how to do memory testing using AI for any of the language in my YouTube channel itself. You can go ahead and take a look at that. Then comes database and cloud network security. As I told you, security is the highest skill that you could learn right now, because moving forward there will be a lot of hacks and people don't even know what they are supplying to the AI. So you need to ensure that your database and cloud network is secure. So when your computer is going down, you are staying ahead. Then comes the cost management. So engineering is not just about building products right now. It is also about how efficiently you are using your resources. So in every cloud, there is a cost explorer option available where you can track budgets, you can create budgets, you can create alerts, you can create automated systems based on your budgets. So always make sure that you are learning cost management for that matter. Now you take AWS, Microsoft, whatever cloud you take, every cloud has this system. You need to go ahead and explore it. You can easily learn this on the internet as well. Fourth is firewall implementation. Not just the database and cloud network security is important. You need to also learn how to secure your systems inside and out within your servers. So nobody is able to get in without your permission. Now you would be asking, Rohan, these are a lot of things. Don't worry. I'll tell you how to learn every sort of these things. You can easily learn this on the internet, or I have also recorded a digital course that you can go ahead and learn each of the skills hands-on with a project, step by step, and even I have recorded a lot of things for that, which is not practically possible to teach on YouTube. But you can easily learn these steps on the internet, not mandatory to buy the course, entirely your choice. Fifth point is research using AI. You need to learn how to use AI daily, my friend. I am saying this again and again. Research using AI. The more you use AI, the more you are getting ready for the future. It is not for right now, it is for the future. And the future is here. Then comes system number 5. We have art of collecting requirements. Then we got a little bit deeper into researching the product, researching the core of it, developing plans, developing agile plans, sort analysis. We do a lot of stuff. We'll even learn the technical competence that we need. Now, what about documentation? Because documentation is something clients, customers crave for. Clear documentation. Let's say even if you're not working on the project, if it is going to somebody else, if your client chooses somebody over you, they should be proud of seeing that who prepared this document, who is this team. That's when you are coming to their subconscious mind, and that is how you get referrals, that is how you get reviews. So documentation provides trust and clarity. So the first documentation is API documentation and automation. Now whatever tool you use, Postman, Swagger, doesn't matter. Every API allows you to make sure that you can turn entire API into an automated process. You can write test cases. You can even generate test cases using AI. Even like if you're using Postman, if you see on the top right corner, there is an option known as Postbot. You can use that option to write test cases for yourself and turn your entire API documentation automated and share it with your client. Write clear descriptions, test cases, enter automation, authentication. So that is how you do it. Second is code documentation. See, code documentation is not something that you do at the end of the project. You need to train your team, yourself, to make sure you are writing documentation with every step. Let's say you wrote a code block. How this code block is supporting the next code block. How it is connecting. What is the reason? A very simple plain English. Because anybody reading that code documentation should be very clear and should not need any guidance at all. Because as a top 10% engineer, you do not want to waste your time, because all you need to do is make your team successful, make your project successful. Your number one aim. Point number 3, solutions document. What is this solutions document? Remember the guy that we talked about who had a problem in Windows function in MySQL? So let's say in sprint number 3, he had a problem. Now, rather than he going to separate resources and finding what the solution is, because you already know that this problem would come in the project, you are anticipating in very well in advance. This is how you are pre-preparing yourself for the project. You are saving time. So rather than that person going here and there, you write down in that sprint that you will get stuck at this position. Refer to solution document index number 3, line number 3, where you have clearly written the resource, the links that he need to use at that point of time. Now that is a forward thinking approach that you can learn and stand out, my friend. Then comes automated GitHub testing. Now see, we are implementing a lot of complex CI/CD solutions into our softwares for our teams that we don't even need. Why to set something so complex when you have a very easy thing sitting in front of you? Automated GitHub testing. In every GitHub, there is an option known as GitHub Actions. Sitting on the top of it, you can go inside of it. You can find templates for any language. You do not even have to write a code, and that single YAML file will run all the test cases for you. You do not even need to deploy your applications manually. It will deploy it for you. And if your code is not correct, it won't merge, it won't go ahead, unlike other applications, for example Jenkins. So use automated GitHub testing, my friend, because to make a change, all you need is one file. Now we have done everything in the project, we have deep dived into it. Now what about drone testing and delivery? How do we automate test, and how to make sure we get that referrals and high star 5-star reviews from our clients? So system number 6, testing and final project, your path to 5-star reviews and referrals. First is large scale automated testing. Now my friend, in the entire world you can't think of testing everything on every device. Even when you talk about Android devices, you can't possibly release them. That is why a lot of device farms are available on the internet. All you need to do is upload your test case, upload your build, your project to those device farms. They will give you entire screen recording of all the devices that you want to test on. They will give you scripts, they will give you logs for the developers, anything you want. A very easy system. So you are just removing the entire testing process in between. You are just sending it, writing test cases, and every time you want to test, you can test on thousands of devices just with a click. So large scale automated testing, search for device farms. Second is software health monitor. So as I promised you that I'll make you an audit engineer today, so here is a surprise for you. So this is the software health monitor. This is the system that I prepared for myself, and it has all the systems that you can possibly use for auditing your systems, for code quality, system and API performance, reliability, scalability, security, deployment, technical debt, development velocity. You will get all of this without any cost in your hands. Now the major surprise for you. If you are following me on LinkedIn, even if not, go ahead, follow me on LinkedIn. As soon as you follow me on LinkedIn, you will receive the Tech Saturday newsletter. You can just click on the subscribe, no cost at all. This is being followed by top leaders. So you should definitely go ahead, follow this. Right now there are 52 editions. Every Saturday I release a new edition on different topics, entirely different topics, a new profound bold idea. So when you go and subscribe to this, you can find an article known as Coding is Easy, finding when the problems would occur and deal. That's real hard. When you click on this and go inside of it, you will see that I have released the entire software health monitor with code. How to apply this, what is the formula, how to measure it, how to use it. You can find everything right here, right in front of you. And my friend, congratulations, you have become an audit engineer yourself. Coming back, so in the software health monitor, my friend, you do not need to apply every case, every test to your systems. What you need to do is rather select the right systems, right tools that is important for your project, that is important for your startup or your company. Do not apply all the 18 tests. I personally do not apply all the 18 tests. Just select the right test for yourself. Third is security compliance. So see, we have compliance every project, when you change country, when you change projects, when you change industry, there are different compliances. If you are not working on compliances and your competitor is working on compliances, you are missing out. You need to educate your customer, your company on the compliances that are useful for this project, because now you are thinking like top 10%, and and making sure that your project is successful. Then comes report for a 5-star review. What are the reports that we should submit? Generally, what happens is we just submit a milestone report, maybe a scope document and the project repositories. But this is something that nobody does. First is the API reports. The automated systems test cases you created, you are not just delivering right now, you are backing your every delivery with proper documented reports. You can generate this on an automated fashion. You can provide test cases and API reports that we have tested everything. Second, code reports, code testing reports. You can download it from GitHub testing. Third comes the security reports. You can take pen test tools, or if you do security by yourself, that is third report. Fourth is software health monitor, like we already know, and you are already an audit engineer now. Then comes the cost reports, the cost management, the cost explorer that we talk about. You can download reports from there. What was the budget, how we are going forward, and what is the expectation in next 6 months, 1 year. Then comes the automation test reports. The large scale automated testing that we talk about are the automation test reports that you need to submit. You need to submit the videos, how many devices you tested, what versions you tested, and if all your test cases are clear or not. Now just think about it. If you are submitting all of these reports to a client with your project, would he give you a referral or not? Would he give you a review or not? He will definitely hire you again and again and again. You become happy, your company becomes happy, your startup becomes happy, everybody has a win-win. That is how you win. That is what top 10% engineers do, and not just learn programming and DSA. The last report that you need to submit is a very common report that is known as milestone reports. How much time did you take? When was the milestone completed? What was the estimated date? So that you are making sure that you are having right explanations for the delay as well. Now, these 6 systems is what I call as the software blueprint. These patterns, these framework is something, even if AI is there, this is something that you need at all costs, even if you want to succeed with AI. And this is what will help you stand out from most of the people, most of the engineers out there. Because my friend, now you are going deep and not talking surface. Just by following this process, you can easily learn all these skills on the internet, no problem. Even if you have some doubts and problems, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I am very active there. And even you can reach me out on Instagram. I try to personally respond on timely basis to all the queries. Now moving forward, harsh truth that you need to know if you really want to win the top 10%. You have the skills now, you know how to get there, you know the framework, and you can apply it in your life and can see immediate results. You can even get that promotion that you. First, you need to learn how to use AI each day and get better at prompting. So if you are not getting better at AI each day and not getting better at prompting, you are cheating yourself. Use AI daily. Second, there can be no success, absolutely no success, without leading people. If you can't lead people, if people can't trust on you, you can't be successful. Simple as that. Harsh truth. Consultant is the last resort to each problem. Now, when you are seeing this knowledge in front of you, you are getting this into your mind. Also learn about this. If you are moving forward as a top 10% engineer, people will rely on you, and you need to be ready that you are the last resort to each problem. They will rely on you to find a solution, because if you really solve the harder problems, the better you are rewarded. Next, to become irreplaceable, do what 90% people are not doing, because majority of engineers are not learning these skills. If you are learning the right skills, the right patterns at the right time, you are making sure that you stand out. Doesn't matter if AI is there or not. You need to work on yourself to get there. 3 C's for long-term success. 3 C's I personally follow for long-term success. First is consistency. Consistency is not what you do when you are motivated. Consistency is what you do when the motivation to do that thing is long gone. Make sure you are consistent, my friend. Second C is communication. Try to communicate everything very well in advance. Let's say if we are doing something next week, you tell your customers, your company very well in advance, a week before, that this is what we are going to do in the next week. By just doing this, you will eliminate a lot of useless meeting, a lot of useless emails with a simple communication. Third C is commitment. Let's say if your customer and company relies on you so much that if this person has said something, one thing is for sure, they will do it no matter what. This is the commitment that you need to have. This is the trust that you need to have if you want to go long term and not short term. These 3 C's will help you a lot. So what is your role as a top 10% engineer or consultant? First is strategy management. You need to work on strategy. That includes creating this blueprint plan, Create quality systems for testing like GitHub automation testing. Second comes the people management. This is your role, because I received a lot of questions about what can we exactly delegate. So this is for you. People management, team SWOT analysis, you need to be there, become their guide, care for their problem. My friend, see, everybody is a human being. Not everybody would be motivated as you, or even you won't be motivated all the time. And you can't just build in systems like that. You need to understand people, guide them, care for them, and then bring in systems to get it actually implemented. Help with the missing knowledge. The more you help your team train, the more they trust you. Help them what is missing and help them grow, because now you are not just growing the project, the company, you are also helping your team grow. Then create systems on their strength. Don't implement something. Let's say your team is already working on Slack. Don't then just implement a new system, a new communication channel. Rather use or automate or advance the same system that they are using, so it is a very easy integration for them. Third C is tech management. First, learn to secure systems, audit softwares, create automated systems, save cost, create document for ages. Basically what we learned, the common patterns in the technical competence I need. That is what you need to do, and that is your role as a top 10% engineer or consultant. Now understanding a little bit deeper why software blueprinting. See, with the changing world, only being a software engineer or manager is not enough at all. This applies to both salaried people, startup entrepreneurs, everybody out there. What will change if you actually learn the software blueprint processes very clearly, apply it in your life? You can build any software and even guide small and large team to success. You will be ready for it. You will master both process and technical knowledge. You will start advancing your career immediating session 1. You as an entrepreneur won't need CTO in any early stages. You would be mastering management, technology, costing, security, documentation, automation. You will come out as a better version of yourself, or even start out as a consultant. After this course, you won't be needing any other software management or technical course as of now. And you can immediately improve your time to market by 30% and quality by 40%. Now the entire framework you can go ahead, find on the internet, learn different skills from different people, or there is a very simple system that I have recorded myself with all the templates and everything inside, and even more than that, that you can easily buy, go to my site and get immediate access. Entirely your choice. So what you will learn: module 1, the art of collecting requirements, dissecting, SWOT analysis, AI assistant. Module 2, strategic product planning. Module 3, deployment and security, research and developer. So I am teaching you every skill, start to end, from collecting to completion, hands on, taking a project in mind, and you have all the templates. All you need to do is go over it, take templates, just start applying. That is all you need to do. And even it has better clarification and more topics than I could possibly cover on YouTube. Now, what is the bonus for you? You also get some lectures on mindset of a blueprinter, the next steps. You get free access to my newsletter. You have 10 plus blueprinting templates and a lifetime access. Let's say if I add any new module that I think is very important in the software blueprint system, I'll add it and you will have the immediate access for it. So for the lifetime, if there is any additions to the system, you will get it. You will get a notification for it. You will get the access for it. Now, right now, what you will get? You will get 5 in-depth modules, 1 live doubt clearing session, bonus access to the private WhatsApp community. So as soon as you go ahead, buy it, you will be added to a private group of engineers and consultants who are working on software blueprint. You get lifetime access to newsletter. Now, my friend, it is at 70% off at the price of your weekly diner. I'll show you where you can buy it. You can just either visit my website, or you can even go here and just click on the LinkedIn. There are power pack digital courses that are attached. You can even go to my website rohangirdani.com, go to the courses, software blueprint. You will find every detail here is too. You can find the videos, everything that you will learn, students, our reviews, the certification. This is a certification course that you get, and everything, all the reviews, modules, who is it for, who is not it for, and you can easily access it right here without any problem. Still, I'll put the link in the description box below. All these tools are covered. Now you can connect with me one-on-one separately if you want to. You can connect me on LinkedIn, you can connect me on Instagram. And this is one such masterclass that I released today on YouTube. I will be releasing more such masterclasses not related to software blueprint but other topics that are highly specialized, highly unique, and won't get obsolete moving forward. To support such content, please share this masterclass with your engineering folks, your software community, your company, hit subscribe, hit like, because this little support goes a long way to reaching more engineers, because it is not just you who will get successful, it is a lot of people together, collective, in a group, that will be getting successful. And that is what we need today, because AI is here. We need to upgrade ourselves, and we need to learn what is unique and would make sure that we don't get obsolete. Towards more freedom, to a lot of new career opportunities, and a lot of love. For the time being, this is Rohan Girthani signing off.